Roberto, let's start with Duncan Ferguson. How's it all come about?
Well, obviously Duncan has been working really well already with the first team. It's been at the moment since pre-season. It's been once a week, affecting in a positive manner all the coaching in a weekly basis. Obviously, his role with the under-18s has been with Kevin very much vital, and now at this point I think is a real need for an extra pair of hands in the first team, and Duncan is ready for that. The timing is right as well. It's not leaving a gap in the under 18s development. Is well covered, and I think it's been a natural transition for Duncan to get into the first team environment and make sure that he's ready to have a big impact from now till the end of the season.
You've talked about his influence and his passion, but in terms of coaching, what qualities do you think he'll bring?
Well, obviously, the experiences that he's had as a player that always sets you in good stead, just to set your mind in how you want the game to be played and what sort of advice and direction you can give to the youngsters. So that side clearly is very important on Duncan's role. But I think it's more now as a coach is got a real focus on trying to develop and in working on the footballing concepts that the team have been working in the last 8 months. So it's very much hands-on with the method in the first team environment. So I think it's not just trying to pass any experience on. Obviously, that's a big part of any coach. I think in Duncan's part is just a proper football lover, that he understands the football club inside out, that is ready now to take his coaching into the next level.
And in terms of the younger players, how important will he be going forward in helping lads that come through the academy to sort of make that transition from the academy into the first team?
Well, this is, as you can imagine, a very popular phase in the academy structure, and it has been for a while. So obviously, to give that continuity into the first team, even a path into that first team environment is vitally important. Obviously, as a former footballer as well, is always in hand to give an advice and insight of what to expect for a youngster. Is an Evertonian through and through, and I think that's vitally important to be part of the first team structure as well.
And it's one as well, you just know the fans are going to be excited to see him in and around the first team, in the dugout, perhaps at Goodison Park as well.
Absolutely, yeah. I think it's important for every Evertonian to understand that Duncan is ready to take that role, that he's been having a big influence in our football club in different capacities, and I think now is the next step in his career, and we all delighted, and I'm sure that everyone will be very much supportive of Duncan's start in the first team.
Happy to say there's lots of bodies back now. Have you noticed a slightly extra competitive edge in training maybe? You
do, and it's only natural, and is a very positive feel to have around every training session. The bodies that we have back now, it means that it's a real competitive edge in everything that we do, and it's pleasing to have the players focus on enjoying their football, working hard for each other, for the good of the team, and making sure that everyone is available for the start of this final third of the competition, and being in the two fronts that we still are involved. So very much a positive moment in terms of numbers, in terms of the quality of the numbers, and an really exciting time of the season.
Looking at one of those players who's still absent, Bryan Oviedo, this week, he posted a video of himself on an exercise bike. Just how surprising is that this early on in his rehabilitation?
Well, it is surprising, and I think it's a combination of aspects. One is the positive mind that Bryan has, and the positive approach that he's had since it happened from everyone at the football club. I think the way that is been supported by the fans, everyone at the club, has had a real positive look about rehabilitation. He's never thought about being injured or having a difficult time. It's always been about counting down the days that he's going to be back fully fit and helping the team. It's been incredible. I think we need to, in a way, looking back, it was a real success story as it happened. The reaction of the players, the reaction of the medical staff at the ground, and then from that point on in the hospital, and the way everything was handled, and the successful operation. But then in the other side, Bryan is such a quick healer that is an incredible example for anyone that he goes through a situation like this, to be able to have that desire and that work rate to get fit as quick as he can. Obviously, we always said that he had a minimal chance to be available for the World Cup, and clearly 3 weeks down the line, those options, they look a lot bigger, and he deserves any sort of chance that he could develop from now until the mid-June.
Yeah, you always said that World Cup opportunity would almost give him something to aim for, a goal. Given his progress so far, that's looking more positive than ever then.
It does, and obviously that's something that is in his mind, as you can imagine, but from everyone at our club is a clear desire to help him to achieve that goal. And if that's not the goal, what we want him is to be fully recovered and ready to start pre-season and start a new campaign with a real fresh outlook about his fitness. So it's an exciting time for Bryan, to see Bryan around Finch Farm, and just the way that he brings positivity is really pleasing, and it's been a real good example of how to face adversity in this sort of moments as a professional footballer.
And just finally, to go back to talking about options, in Aidan McGeady and Gerard Deulofeu, there's two players there who perhaps in the grander scheme of things haven't played as much football as they might have. They're coming back to fitness now, and they're tricky, fast players. As we go into this final third of the season, are they the kind of players who may help exploit tired legs when we're coming up against opposition?
Well, remember that everything is part of a bit of a plan. Aidan arrived to the club at the right time after spending a bit of time without playing football. I think he's needed that little bit of adaptation period, but every time he's been on the pitch, it's been very satisfying to see the quality and the fast feet that he has, and the outstanding quality in 1v1 situations. I think Gerard Deulofeu had a magnificent start of the season, and when he was getting into a very good moment, he had to cope with the injury, but now he's refreshed, and he is a new man coming into the squad. Lassina Traore making his start and his debut and scoring a goal that gives him an incredible confident moment to play his football. Romelu is back with the squad and training and getting ready as well, on top of all the players that are enjoying good moments of form in those forward positions, from Kevin Miraya, Steven Pienaar, Leon Osman, Ross Barkley, and Stephen Naismith. I think we're really excited with the attacking options that we have, and with that competition in mind, is only healthy, and we've got a really bright ending of the season.